can't ruin this gown.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Soul Caps, y'all. So this is a very interesting scene here. Now, it looked like Michael and Jacinda were about to have a really romantic moment. So Jacinda was thinking Nina was going to be away for a while from her office, so she thought she had free reign. She started trying on some gowns in there or whatever, and Michael came over after he had just came from his the award office where Curtis is at, and he found out that it was being searched because Curtis had got arrested. So Nathan had a search warrant in his hand, so they was able to search the office for any evidence that could link Drew to Curtis to Drew shooting and all that stuff. And so when he came from there, he met up with Jacinda, and they were ready to go make out. And then I knew something was up though, because I was like, wait a minute. Nina just left with Drew, and she said she was heading back to the office. I was like, oh, man. She's going to end up catching these two. And that's exactly what happened, bro. She ended up catching them two in her office, man. Now, here's the way I look at this situation, right? So, I'm definitely on Michael and Jacinda's side. But, yeah, Nina has free reign to have a problem with this. This is in her office, and Jacinda knows she wasn't supposed to be doing this stuff in her office. You know what I'm saying? She was sneaking, just putting on the gowns and stuff like that. It definitely also makes them look a little bit, what's that word that I'm looking for? A little bit, trifling as well. Yeah, it was kind of tacky. It was kind of tacky. But before Nina even came in there, though, I was liking it, though. Because so far, and you can take it or leave it. I know some people don't like Jacinda just here because, the way she started out, being hired to, the drug Drew and all that stuff. I understand. But I'm definitely warming up to him because, like I said, I still kind of am on the Sasha and Michael bandwagon, but there's no Sasha right now. And I'm not going to sit up here and hope that one day she comes back and they get together as a family. It'll likely happen. But for now, man, I don't mind Michael with Jacinda. I actually think out of all the couples, right, like, we were just talking about this under the Emily video because I was showing y'all all the old clips of Emily and stuff like that. And it was not just about Emily. It was about the other couples on the show back in the 90s when, Emily was around in the 2000s. Like, how much better the couples used to be on GH. There's just not a lot of good couples on the show anymore. Like, nobody that you really care about. There's no super couples. There's no couples that you really, like, you enjoy seeing. Because the reason why is because the writers have no idea what they're doing. The people in charge of putting these couples together, they suck at that. They're good at recasting, like Michael. Obviously, Roy Gibson's a home run. But when it comes to the coupling, ooh, they need to hire somebody new for that. They don't do a good job at all with that. Now, Michael and Jacinda, I actually think out of all the new couples, they actually have the best chemistry on the show right now. And that's why I don't mind them being together. Because they actually got good chemistry, though. And and I like the way Jacinda rides or die for Michael. She's not a huge fan of Willow. And stuff like that. I like how she rides and dies for the guy. Because at first my whole thing with Jacinda was because of her line of work was that she was going to use Michael for money and all of that stuff. Now, she hasn't shown that she's been about that. She's just with a man that happens to have money. That's how I look at Jacinda right now, despite her background. And she hasn't really hid a lot of things from him. She talked about her childhood growing up, She's been honest with him so far, and she's riding and dying being his alibi. Rather, she's a legit alibi for him, because I still think that part's a lie, though, as far as the way they got that set up. But she's willing to be his alibi. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's good. But this will be funny tomorrow to see how this scene goes tomorrow, man, with these two Nina shouting out at Jacinda. The only bad thing about this too is, guys, is that it gives Nina free reign in terms of how this situation is going to go. Because if it wasn't for Michael, she actually probably could have fired Jacinda right on the spot. But she's not going to do that because of Michael. So, because Michael's in power. So that would have been crazy. But give me your thoughts on this. And by the way, the full scenes right here with Jacinda and Michael will be on the Patreon, y'all. I want to thank my newest member to the Patreon. I'm up to almost 20. We might be able to get to 20 members by the end of the year. I'm at 18 right now. I would have never guessed I would have had that many members for the Patreon, man. I set up the Patreon as just a place where I could actually post the full scenes and just have a few of y'all get on. I did not think it would be like almost 20 people by the end of the year. Like, that's crazy, man. So shout out to y'all, man. It hasn't even been a full 2 months since I had this Patreon open either. So shout out to y'all, man. But the full scenes will be on there a little bit later, man. But probably tomorrow. But go on ahead and get this video a like, share, subscribe. We're gonna talk about Willow again next. Thank y'all for watching this one. Soul Caps, y'all.